Yeah.
Yo, what's happening? It's the F.14 Side Street Kid back with another episode. Side Street Stories. I think I lost count on the number. I think I'm at like 13 or 14. I had a couple I tried to shoot and didn't record. I think the mic was off, so I didn't get the audio on them. So I tried to tell like 2-3 times. I said I'll just come back to that one now. I feel like telling that one again. So I was just thinking about another time. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you've been following along, I'm still in the 90s right now with my stories. You know what I mean? I'm just telling little stuff I remember being around in the 90s and work my way up, I guess. You know what I mean? Hopefully, I might have to start jumping around because I got so many stories. But this one was probably, it's real early on. It's like when we first moved into the White House, to the big dungeon, the mansion dungeon. So that might have been 95, maybe 94, end of 94, 95, something like that, right? So I'm staying at the White House dungeon at this point. No, as a matter of fact, it had to be somewhere around the time the Olympics was going on. So it was about 96. It was like 96 Olympics. So Outkast was doing, was working, about to put out their second album. It hadn't dropped yet or nothing. You know what I mean? They have been working on it. It was a bunch of, songs. Like everything was kind of put together. Elevators might have had just came out, maybe. And so, it's a regular day to day for me. I'm, up all night, you know what I mean, sleeping through the morning, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. So about time, I remember that night, I got, like, tired enough to go to sleep. Because I pretty much used to just write, you know what I mean, we'd be smoking and stuff, I'd just be up. And whatever music was playing, that's what I'd be writing to. It didn't really matter, right? So, so I had to go dip off. I had to find like a corner I could pull up, you know what I mean, a little solitary spot on the floor somewhere, you know what I mean. So, it was like a record room kind of vibe downstairs, like behind the bar. I guess it was like like a downstairs bedroom. But it was being used for like a record room. It had turntables in there, stuff like that. You could go in there and listen to records and like get like sounds and just, it was like a real vibey room, whatever, that kind of thing. But at that moment, that night, it don't be people in there really unless like Ray is in there messing with the music or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, every now and again Rico would go in there or something. But so that was my spot that I went and pulled up that night. I'm in the corner, it's stuff everywhere. It's records everywhere. It's sleeping bags on the floor. It's, coats and jackets. It was kind of like a utility room almost. So I'm on the floor in the sleeping bag, piled up. So, when I wake up, I still got the stuff over my head, but I hear, people talking, whatever. I hear my cousin talking. They're talking about, it was like dudes asking them, man, so how you get the vibe, for doing stuff. Like, I heard the question or whatever, and he's like, spark up some incense, this, that, and the third, and, whatever we gotta do in the dungeon, they like putting it on real thick. So I'm kind of chuckling to myself, like, Like, who's he talking to? Like, talking about sparking up some incense. Like, you know, we be smoking, we be rolling blunts. You know what I mean? Yada yada bing. So that lady was all, I didn't know what she was doing, man. That make a wide ass turn. I know she was trying to cross the street this way, that way, whatever. Anyway, so I hear him talking and stuff, so I come from under the sleeping bag. I look up like, what's going on? Man, it's TV cameras and shit everywhere. Fucking Prince DeJour standing there with the microphone and all this kind of stuff. Man, they filming Teen Summit. I done woke up on TV. Everybody kind of jumped like, oh shit, they didn't know I was over there. So, they just played, they rolled with it. They played it off, rolled with it. Prince DeJour was like, oh man, you know, you never know in the dungeon, you know what I mean? That's one of the dungeon rats, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. I was like, oh shit. So I just got up, you know what I mean? I got up, walked on out or whatever. They kept rolling. I couldn't believe that, I woke up on TV like that with them filming Teen Summit. But that was a cool little thing. That's a little quip about it. If anybody out there remembers. Matter of fact, if y'all watching this on like YouTube or something, or Instagram, TikTok, wherever, drop a comment if you remember the episode of Teen Summit that Outkast was on. Put like a number 1 or something in the comment, you know what I mean, if you remember that episode. But yeah, because it was like they went go-kart riding and stuff like that, but they had a whole little episode. And Goody Mob was down at the Capitol. I just remember that was like super big for me at that time, because that was like the first time I seen the effect that television had, like being on television had at that time or whatnot. But yeah, man, SideStreet Kid, it's the effing. Check me out on all streaming platforms. You know what I mean? Got music out there. I got an album called The Effin' that I just dropped. That's my most recent one. I got one I'm about to drop now called The Lamo Forever. Be on the lookout for that. Produced by Mystic out of Soundview, out of Carson. Back at it, you know what I mean? Super authentic Carson hip hop. We got some records on there that's fire. Like the whole thing, really. What else? You can check out my poetry album. That's called If Heaven Never Spoke. That's on all streaming platforms as well, man. Just, you know what I mean? Tap in with me. I got merch, I got shirts, I got hats, I got USB drives, thumb drives. I sell art, all kinds of stuff like that, man. Tap in with me. You know what I mean? Support your boy a little something and fuck with me. You know what I mean? I'm out here. So, yeah. Tell them, tap back in. Yo, it's the F, SideStreet Kid, SideStreet Stores. And I'm out. I feel like Bella Cootie.